Hello everyone, welcome to AdiTrade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Banknifty levels for Friday and a trade review of what happened today. Today was the monthly expiry and it was a pretty good day. This is the 5-minute chart of Banknifty that I've opened, and the best move of the day just came in the first, like say 40 minutes or 20 minutes of 30 minutes of the market, and this was easily tradable. Why? Let's get to the details of how today could be traded. Firstly, we had this gap yesterday, gap down. This huge gap down was there, so we could have marked the gap, and in all my videos I keep reiterating how to trade the gaps, right? The gap boundaries can act as a good support and resistance. That is one. So we had this gap here. Second, we had a very strong support at this level. That is, from yesterday we have bounced from here, that is 33,180. So we did have a pretty strong support over here, and yesterday price action was a pretty narrow and nothing much we could do. Right? See, yesterday I had a view that if kind of this trend line breaks, we might get a down move, but a small down move came really at the end of the market, which was really not tradable. The entire day we were in this range, so this was a very good support. And today when we opened, we exactly opened at this support, that is 33,181. And if I put on the CPR, as most of my trades are based on the CPR, see, we perfectly rejected this previous day low, started going up. Even if, see, this first candle, obviously this was a pretty big candle. The first candle itself, first 5-minute candle itself moved 215 points, so we were not able to enter, but we entered on this second candle, that is previous day low. We bought 33,400 call and exactly exited. So this way we bought and exactly exited at this R3. Now why we exited at R3 and didn't wait for it to go more higher is, the first reason is it is a CPR level. We came from previous day low to until R3. We have moved quite a bit enough, so we shouldn't be expecting for unrealistic targets, right? So the moment this formed a rejection candle, we were holding until 33,650. The moment we started coming below R3, just exited. One is R3, the pivot level itself hit in Banknifty. The second reason is this gap, exactly beautifully this gap got filled. Now if you see the gap, this blue shaded area, right? Let me turn off the CPR and mark the gap again. And this gap is also a good, gap filling is also a good target, right? So beautifully we filled the gap and we were rejecting this area. We didn't immediately short, but we booked our profits, and this was huge. Like, one lot would have easily got us 2,500 to 3,000 bucks, either in futures or one lot call option, but we went little on the heavier side. I'll be showing you my position today. So that was the best trade of the day. And then obviously the short trade came, but we were not that interested after this up move. We were kind of hoping there'll be a retest and an up move, but came down all the way until this previous day high and then just remained sideways. And the other reason for exit is this was a virgin CPR. This is the historical CPR that I've enabled. See, yesterday CPR was not touched, which can, if a CPR on a particular day is not touched, the next day it can act as a virgin CPR, meaning the market can go until the CPR and reverse. That is the previous day CPR and reverse. So there were three things that was indicating an exit here. One is R3, the other is the gap, and virgin CPR. So three indications were there to exit. That's why we exited, and it was a pretty good trade. And the way this RSI also showed this bullish divergence, right? Price was almost making an equal low. See over here, the price was making an equal low in the opening, almost like a lower low, and the indicator was making a higher high. This was a beautiful bullish divergence, plus breaking previous day high. It was a good trade. And later in the day I had a view that if kind of this triangle breaks out, right, we were forming this beautiful triangle, either a breakout or a breakdown. We can expect a bigger move as it was monthly expiry, but throughout the day just ended up being in this range. See, after getting this first trade, see why these levels are important is, now if somebody, definitely a lot of people have made money in this move, right? The moment either through CPR or normal, like say, if not for CPR also, if people just use resistance and support, if this kind of this resistance broke, it was a beautiful entry. But even exit is also something that we need to keep an eye on, like exit at the right time. So this was a perfect trade. And later, when this breakout came, right, this candle came, and even RSI was almost above 60. So kind of attempted a trade over here, thinking that we could head a little higher, but immediately when this red candle started coming, right, we booked a loss and we were done for the day. And this is a profit, and obviously this is not with a small quantity. This 1,80,000, it is with around 1,200 quantity. All the trades were with huge quantity, and this is where CE we took some huge loss. That is because of our stupidity, I can say. Just that's it, nothing else. See, after getting such a big profit, the best thing to do is just stay out of a trade. But since we were in profit, we kind of attempted this trade, and immediately when it didn't work, exited. And the other trade was just a short trade in the end around 3 o'clock, just attempted 3,000 bucks, finished. And obviously this is not with a small quantity, the 33,000 C, it was with about say about 1,200 quantity, and that's the max I trade with, not more than that. And why, see, normally I trade with 10 lots, right? 10 lots or whatever, 200 quantity in Bank Nifty. But this was a high probability setup. One is we are breaking previous day high R1. We were breaking out of this resistance. We are going into the gap. There's a good chance at least we'll hit this R2 and fill the gap at R3. Exactly the same thing happened. So we were able to capture about 240 points. The way these candles were going up, right, the premiums were shooting up. So that's where we booked our profits at the right time. And obviously a little bit of scalping we tried, as it was monthly expiry, lost a little, but still fine. End of the day we ended in green. Now let's see the trade possibility for tomorrow. Before that, we'll just see the daily chart. Now what is happening in Bank Nifty is, see, we are getting rejection from this level again, that is around 33,600 and 700. Previously also we have taken rejection here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we got a gap up, again that got sold into. Again today pretty much at the same level at about 36,600 we have taken resistance. So if Bank Nifty needs to be bullish, right, if the market for next month, the July series, if it's going to be bullish, we need to trade above this level, that is 33,760, and probably even break above this. Then probably we can see a nice bullish move on the upside. And but on the downside is, if kind of this trend line breaks, we could see further dip probably until 32,600, or probably even make a double bottom again here at 32,300. So as of now it is still sideways. So we'll have to see how the next month opens and the next week opens. Now coming for our intraday levels for tomorrow, see, these are the levels that I'll be using in Bank Nifty, where this is the 15-minute chart, where there's a good resistance at 33,500 and a good support at 33,300, because multiple times we took support there in intraday level today. So if this level breaks, probably we'll short until here. And even if this level breaks, 33,180, will take a short. The couple of targets for on the downside is this. The first target is 32,960, and we can also have this trend line mark, this black trend line that I'm marking. There's a possibility if we start slipping, we'll come and take support here. Whether we take a support or break this trend line, that we'll have to see tomorrow or the next week. So this is with Bank Nifty. My bias is still on the short side, but tomorrow we'll have the new monthly CPR coming up, so we'll have to see how that plays out. So this is with Bank Nifty, and just looking at Nifty levels. See, even Nifty today when we went up, right, we beautifully took resistance exactly at this gap. This is a huge gap in Nifty that is there, right? See, previously also we gapped up but failed to trade above this this gap boundary and started coming down. Even here we took resistance on 28th, even on 29th, pretty close to the gap we took resistance. Even today we went up, even in this bullish market went up, exactly took resistance at this gap level and then started falling. So Nifty is a short again if this level breaks, that is around 15,700 breaks, probably will hit 15,615, and there's a small gap here. Even this can get filled at around 15,500. And even if all this level breaks, then the next target is 15,380. Obviously not for tomorrow. Tomorrow is just these levels, but the bigger picture, if this gap gets filled. See, when this gap gets filled, definitely there'll be a small bounce. Always when the gap gets filled, right? When this gap gets filled, there will be a small bounce. So that can be a good target. And this gap bounce worked even in Banknifty yesterday. See, for yesterday, this was yesterday's trade, right? Price action. There was this gap between 33,185 and this level of 33,093. See, we opened, we came down exactly, kind of filled this gap and then bounced up, and when we went up again took resistance at this gap boundary and started slipping. So obviously yesterday was not a pretty easy trade, like there was nothing much to trade in option buying. We were just waiting for this trend line to break, but the gap levels worked beautifully. So these are the levels that I have for Nifty and Bank Nifty for tomorrow. Let's see. I'm personally kind of taking a break after today trading and today profit, but we will keep posting our views on the Nifty and Bank Nifty, and these are the levels that I'll be using. So I hope tomorrow also it will be a good day and